Hello, it's Luke here from Proactive Reporting, the instant reporting app brought to you by the Welsh Rugby Union. I'm excited to give you a quick run through and an overview of the app before the later videos where we set up for your club and get using it. So you'll arrive here at the wrusafe.proactivereporting.com URL, and hopefully by now you've been sent your login details or set those up so you can sign in. And the first thing you're going to see once you're in is the dashboard. And this is a collection of the incidents and concussions that you can see there that have occurred in your club, the stage they're at, and this is basically the hub that you're going to come back to as a user to keep track of those instances that you've reported. However, before we get into that, it's worth having a little bit of an understanding of how the club is set up within Proactive. And so I've just done a little infographic here that we can look at just to give you an idea of the different admin levels and access. So the first person to set up the account will be a company admin, we can see here, and that equates to a club admin or a safeguarding RSL, and they will have access, as we can see here, across the entire club, all the instances and reports that occur, and that way they are essentially the master of all things within the club, and they can edit and add users as they want into the groups that we'll look at next. On the right here, we can see that a company, as we discuss it, is essentially a club. The groups, as we discuss them, are the teams within that club, and the users are the coaches or volunteers. So therefore, a group admin is essentially a team manager, we can see here, and they will have access to everything within the team that they are managing, the instance report, and they can also add users to that group. And the reason we break out like this is we don't really need everyone to see all the instances across the entire club. That really is just a job for someone like the Rugby Safe lead or the safeguarding manager. Whereas if you're a team manager, you really only want to see what's going on within your team. And likewise, when it comes to a coach down here or a volunteer, those people will just be able to see what's going on within their team. They don't need to, from a safeguarding point of view, need to see what's going across the club. And then they don't want the overwhelm of getting reports into their inbox from all of those different teams, just the one they're working with. And the difference between a team manager or a group admin and the coach is that the coaches can't add any other users. And when they log in, they will literally just be able to add instances and reports. And that way it just keeps it nice and clean. So we go back then. This is the dashboard you're going to see. And really the bits that are most important and used every day are submitting a report. So if we click on submit a report, you can see there, this is the heart of the app. You can choose a report. And the main one is reporting an incident. And as we tick in here, we can see, we just drop down. We won't go through the whole thing now, but we can see the sort of types of things that we might put in here. An incident or an injury is obviously important. If there's any violence or anything else that wants to be reported, we can do that there. And as I said, that will be seen not only by the other people in your team, but across the whole club by those relevant people. If we go back to submit a report, we have then the all-important add concussion, and this will be added to a previous incident. So if you've added an incident previously that relates to a concussion, then you can go back in, you can find that incident, and you can add a concussion. And again, there are videos coming on how to do and go through this whole process. We also have the ability to add hazards if there's something that's been noted that you want the club to be aware of, an action to be taken. And the same with pre-session checks, something that we should be doing as standard, just to check the safety of the area, the ideology behind the session, just to check its sound and have a record of it. So hopefully that's given you a brief idea of the simplicity and how easy it's going to be to use the app and help you with the instant reporting, as we said, all the way through from injury to concussion and pre-session checks, a background or a look at the makeup of the setup. So we've got there the company equaling a club, groups equaling teams, users equaling coaches, so that when you're in the app, you understand a little bit more about how it's structured. And then the one last thing that we'll have up here on the home bar is the stats. And again, there'll be a video on how to manage this, but this is just a way of looking at the stats across the club or your team, just to see, if there are any more instances at certain times of year or during certain training, so you can adapt once that information comes in. So hopefully that's just a brief overview of what you're going to be faced with when you come into the app. Like I said, there's a breakdown, a series of videos now to follow on how to actually implement each element. And the first thing will be to set up the company and company settings. And then from there, add groups, which is your teams, add the users to those groups. And then as the club builds the app up and adds in the right people, then you'll be able to start using it to track your incidences and reports. So we're looking forward to you all using it. If there's any questions, please feel free to reach out to Luke at Proactive Reporting and we can get back to you with any questions. But hopefully a video like this and the following videos will get you most of the way there to be able to use the app and make the game we love safer.